Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to crack the code on your mind's default setting. We're diving into some really ancient wisdom. But don't worry, we'll make it super practical. A guide to finding some inner peace, even when life gets a little chaotic.
So let's just jump right in with a question for you. Do you ever feel, well, stuck? Like you're caught in the same old reactive patterns over and over again, almost like you're on a loop and something else is pulling the strings?
Well, guess what? That feeling, it actually comes from your mind's default setting. Think of it like an unconscious program that's been running your life in the background this whole time. And in this explainer, we're going to learn how to get in there, access that code, and start to rewrite it.
Okay, so what exactly is this mental program we're talking about?
It's really not as mysterious as it sounds. It's actually built on two core ideas from Eastern philosophy. They're called prarabdha and sanskaras. And together, these two concepts do an amazing job of explaining the hidden forces that shape pretty much our entire lives. All right, so the first piece of the puzzle is this concept called prarabdha. The easiest way to think about it is like your destiny or fate. It's the unchangeable stuff you're born into, your family, the kinds of relationships you have, even some of the big challenges you're destined to face. It is quite literally the hand you've been dealt. There's a really great analogy for this. Think of prarabdha as an arrow that's already been shot from a bow. Its path? It's fixed. You can't call it back. And that's exactly what it represents. The circumstances already in motion in your life. For the most part, you just can't change them. Okay, so that's part one. The second component, that's sanskaras. And this is where it gets interesting. If prarabdha is what happens to you, your sanskaras are all about how you react to it. These are your ingrained mental habits. You can think of them like deep grooves in your mind, carved out by every single thought, word, and action you've ever taken. This is that internal program dictating all your automatic reactions. So, when you understand these two ideas, prarabdha and sanskaras, you start to see this really powerful distinction between what you can control and what you can't. And honestly, this is where things get really, really empowering. And that brings us to this really crucial separation. You've got prarabdha on one side. Those are the cards you're dealt, right? The unchangeable external stuff. But on the other side, you've got your samskaras. And that is all about how you play that hand. That's your internal response. And the best part, the good news, that's the part you can absolutely change. And right there, in that separation, that brings us to what is maybe the most empowering idea in this entire framework. It really is the key that unlocks your own personal evolution. So here's the bottom line. The most crucial point. No matter what life throws at you, no matter the circumstances, you always have the free will to choose how you respond. And that single choice, in any given moment, that is where your power is. That's where you find the ability to change, to grow, and to evolve. Okay, but let's be real for a second. That sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually practice making that conscious choice? Instead of just, falling back into the same old automatic reactions you always have. Well, this is where a method called poise comes in, and it's awesome. It's a really simple step-by-step framework that's designed to help you do just that, to move from that knee-jerk, unconscious reaction to a state of conscious awareness. So this method, poise, it's actually an acronym for 5 really practical steps. Let's walk through them. First up, P is for presence. This is simple. Just pause. Become aware of your mind, your body, and do it without any judgment. Then comes O for observer. Now, this is a huge one. This is where you have that key insight that you are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them. After that, we have I for investigate. Here, you just witness the flow of your thoughts, kind of like watching clouds drift by in the sky. You don't get attached, you don't get carried away. Next is S for space. As you do this, you start to feel this peaceful gap, the space between the you who is watching and the thoughts that are being watched. And finally, E is for embody. You make a conscious choice to just drop into that peaceful space and let it become your new default. So, what's the end game here? What's the ultimate goal of a practice like this? I'll tell you, it's about so much more than just managing stress. It's really about discovering something absolutely fundamental about who you are at your core. What we're talking about is a pretty profound shift in your identity. See, most of us identify with the temporary stuff, the fleeting thoughts and emotions that pass through our minds. The goal here is to start identifying with the permanent, stable awareness that's just observing it all. There's a really powerful metaphor that makes this whole idea crystal clear. Imagine this. Your thoughts are like birds flying, but the sky doesn't change, right? The birds, the thoughts, the feelings, the worries, they come and they go. But you're not the birds. You are the vast, unchanging sky itself, and you remain completely untouched by it all. And hey, if the sky metaphor doesn't quite click for you, that's okay. Here's another way to look at it that might resonate a little more. Picture this. Your thoughts are like the chaotic traffic on a busy highway. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow, sometimes it's a total traffic jam. But you aren't the traffic. You are the steady, solid highway that all of that stuff just passes over. And here's the secret, the thing that unlocks everything. The moment you recognize that space, that separation between you, the observer, and your thoughts, the observed, you automatically tap into this inherent state of peace that has always been there, just waiting for you, right underneath all the noise. So you see, despite what a lot of people think, meditation isn't about forcing your mind to be empty. It's not about stopping your thoughts at all. It's simply about becoming aware of them without getting swept away or controlled by them. It's really just about conscious thinking. So we'll leave you with one final question to really reflect on. If you are not your thoughts, then who are you? Because by learning to separate your destiny from your reactions, and by practicing this incredible power of conscious choice, you start to create the space to find out.